So I got this question, right? Someone was thinking about allowing short-term rentals in their multifamily asset, and they asked me if that was a good idea. So I thought I'd jump on here just to discuss it. Let's talk about it. If you have a multifamily asset and you want to do short-term rentals, you want to Airbnb some units or something like that, that is a great way to boost your cash flow. It definitely can be done. Here's a few things that you may want to consider prior to doing that, though. First of all, it's the management of it, right? If you buy the way we buy, then you're using third party management in order to run those properties. So, a third party management company may not be set up to do short term rentals because you may be changing sheets on a regular basis. You're doing the cleaning, you're furnishing that property, you're leaving the utilities on. It's just a different model. So you have to talk with that company to see if they one will do it, or they at least have to be on board to maybe allow you to have a separate management company or cleaning company or however you want to do it to manage a certain set of units that you are going to run as a short-term rental, Airbnb, what have you. The next thing that you want to consider after you get past the management part is if you're going to do the whole property or just a set of units. So if you're doing a large property, of course you're going to do just a certain set of units. But if you got something small, maybe you got a 6 unit, an 8 unit, you may want to consider doing all Airbnb out of those units if it makes sense. So you have to analyze it to make sure that it does make sense to do that, meaning that you can keep the units occupied, you have the management in place, but then you also want to talk to your lender as well, right? And let them know from the very onset that this is your plan, because what you don't want to have happen is that you buy a property and you run it this way and then you're not able to capture all that income on the end because you're running the property in a different format than what a lender may be willing to lend on. So most cases I've seen this done a lot where you can have a small complex, run it all as an Airbnb, and even sell it as a Airbnb and explode your income. You just have to make sure that that is done in a way that you've got buy-in from your lender, and you also have to be cognizant of the fact that when you go to sell that property, you're also going to be selling it the same way. So a new buyer is now going to come in. One of the upsides, of course, is the cash flow. If you keep running it like that, that's great. It's a great way for you to maximize your income out of a property. The downside of it is you're putting yourself into a place where you may have trouble going out of that because you have exploded the income so much by running it as an Airbnb. And if you try to sell it based off those projections, then a future buyer can only run it as an Airbnb because they can never go back and make that property just, a bunch of 1 bedrooms or 2 bedrooms individual if they pay the price that you'll probably be able to command by doing it as a short-term rental. So a few things to consider when doing it. It will work. I would just say that you need to put a little bit of thought into what your exit is going to be down the road, and also to make sure that you get buy-in from your lender when you're doing that. All right, I'm done. If you found this information helpful, drop me a comment below. If you want to hear something else, drop me a comment below. Like this video. I'll keep trying to put out content that serves you. So let me know what you want to hear about, and we'll talk about it here. All right, talk to you later.